This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by Fluid Form Bio, developing innovative 3D printing living pancreatic tissue to help combat type 1 diabetes. For the first time, you can join this visionary mission. Visit fluidformbio.com or their page on Start Engine to learn more about this exciting work. Thursday evening update, 1 Degree Outside Weather Network, about halfway point through the storm, so we'll give you an update on where everything stands. One of the things that stood out to a lot of us today is how cold it was. Set the record cold high temperature in Portland and Manchester and Concord. Records don't go as far back there. Boston, the old record was from 1909. We did not make that today. The record cold high temperature in Boston would have been 47 degrees. We got past that. Worcester set a new record. Worcester's record was also set back in 1909. The old record cold high was 46. We were able to do it there. Providence tying it at 48 degrees. All right, meanwhile, if you just want a forecast for the evening, look, rain. It's going to keep raining and be windy through the overnight. We will start to see the power outage numbers tick up, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a minute. You can see the blossoming area of rain, and now we've had reports of thunder and lightning on Cape Cod. We may find that thunder spreading a little bit farther north in eastern Massachusetts as well. It's actually a similar process to how we get thunder snow. We call it slantwise convection. It's slanted clouds that can develop on the north side of the storm. And that's how you got to do it when you're in the deeper cold air. This is not a warm and humid air mass, right? But you can certainly see the lightning strikes showing up here, making their way onto Cape Cod. So again, that thunderstorm is going to try and continue to move north, and there may be a few more that develop here as we get into the evening. So the power outage numbers will start to go up. That's yes, because the wind is still picking up. The other part of this, though, is we're getting so much rain that we're going to talk about saturating the ground, and uproots become easier and easier when the ground is real soft. So while these numbers are not very impressive on power outage percentages right now, again, we expect that will change over time here as we go to the night. It won't be an epic power outage event, but to find tens of thousands without power at some point during the night across New England is certainly a possibility for us. So be ready for that anyway. Keep the phone charged, things of that nature as we get through the night. Meanwhile, top winds so far, 63 miles per hour at Nantucket, 52 at Hyannis. These numbers will go up. We're just getting into the worst of the wind this evening. It'll be this way through about 11 p.m. or so, and then the wind will start to turn around and go the other way. And we'll take a look at that here in a second. Current wind gusts still blowing 48 at Nantucket, 47 Chatham. Again, this is just a snapshot in time, right? So we've already gone higher. We will continue to go higher in spots here. As we go on through, let's say, about 8:30 this evening, the wind expands up the New Hampshire seacoast, up the Maine seacoast, actually goes quiet for a little bit on the Cape of the Islands, and that's because the center of the storm's coming overhead. It's not an eye like a tropical system, but it's an eye-like feature. It's the center of the storm that has a lighter wind, and then the wind will start to whip around, but notice it's coming out of the north-northeast, and Boston gusting to 44 even through about midnight. Once the storm center goes just east of Boston Harbor and comes into the Gulf of Maine, that wind comes northwesterly during the second part of the night to early tomorrow morning. Not at the Maine coast. Maine coast is still gusty early tomorrow morning. Many of us are gusty at the coastline early tomorrow morning, but not like you are this evening. This is churning the waves. Coastal flooding is going to be minor in spots that are most vulnerable. Thankfully, the moon didn't line up this time around, but basically anything in yellow is 10-foot seas. These are 12-foot seas that are sitting just offshore. They're going to build 13 to 15 feet. Over the first part of the night tonight. So there is pounding surf. Certainly beach erosion, again, would be a lot worse if we had a higher tide. So we'll at least be thankful for that. Precipitation totals in the last 24 hours, we've now crossed 2 inches in some spots. Many of us in southern New England have crossed an inch. You haven't yet when you get across the North Country, but you'll get yours. You get your rain coming in during the overnight tonight, and that'll be with you heading into tomorrow in parts of Maine as well. We'll look at that in a moment. A couple other kind of fill-in-the-blank spots here that are around and over about 2¼ inches of rain. 2¼ at Chilmark was one example. Mansfield, Connecticut, picking up over 2 inches of rain. Let's go through the predicted radar as we get through the rest of the evening. Get to 11 p.m. and notice the big heavy rain spreading up through New Hampshire and the Maine coastline. Still real chilly tonight. It's not cold enough to get any frost or anything like that across northern New England, but we are going to get snow. We talked about that in our live stream, our pre-storm live stream that we do for our members. But nonetheless, that's something where tonight, tomorrow, you're going to find some of the summits picking up snow. There may be over 6 inches of snow at the top of Mount Washington by the time this thing is done. Notice for the rest of us, we get to the overnight, 3 a.m., still raining across a lot of southern New England. It does at least break into pieces at 7 in the morning, but there's still pockets of rain around. That's when you're getting some of your heaviest stuff across the upper Connecticut River Valley. And in Maine, it rains off and on through a good portion of tomorrow. This is midday tomorrow. Many of us find things throttling back as we get to the midday in the afternoon. What's also interesting, though, is tomorrow evening you'll flare up a few more showers that'll move down across us. So additional rainfall is actually still very impressive. We still have, believe it or not, another 1 to 2 inches to go in a number of spots of eastern New England, and you've already passed an inch. So there will be spots that will be passing 3 inches of rain by the time we're done. You say, what does that do to the rivers? Right now, river levels are pretty much in the normal range. Anything that you see in green is normal flow. The Winnipesaukee River has reached action stage, but it's a pretty broad action stage on that particular river. When you look at the river forecast as we go out through the course of, let's say, tonight and tomorrow, that's where we start to see action stage in yellow showing up in a number of spots that'll be on the map here. But we don't expect to find significant river flooding out of this. We've had enough of a break since the last big rainstorm came through. I mentioned this also in the pre-storm live stream that we've got really all Canadian energy driving. So look at the dry air that shows up on water vapor in yellow and orange. You're looking for whites and greens for moisture. There is no tap really to the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America. Call it what you will. But what we do have is a lot of energy overhead. In other words, this is the storm that we were hoping for all winter long and never got. Now you get it as you get just to the start of the Memorial Day holiday weekend, right? But nonetheless, those live streams I mentioned, membership.onedegreeoutside.com if you want to check that out. Okay, meanwhile, as we go on through the day tomorrow, we talked about things breaking up. By the evening, there are those showers coming back. They'll be with us tomorrow night. Saturday, expect to find at least a few pop-up showers. It's still not a real pretty day, but it's better. And then by the time we get into a Sunday, it's better still. Breaks of sun come out. Yep, there might be an isolated shower or scattered showers up in the mountains that pop, particularly in the afternoon. And Memorial Day, there still may be an isolated shower, but it's going to be a much, much better day as we honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. So what we're talking about day by day, again, tomorrow, not 40s, 50s, step in the right direction. Tomorrow night, 40s for lows. Again, still not thinking frost in the north. Highs on Saturday getting near 60, making progress anyway. If you are doing any camping over the holiday weekend, you are going to have chilly nights. I mean, Saturday night, we're down to the 40s pretty much far and wide across a lot of New England. Sunday, you're at least making it up into the 60s, but Sunday night, back to the 40s we go. You may hit 30s in the North Country, and there is a chance of a little scattered frost for the far North Country when we get into Sunday night across, let's say, Coos County, up around Lake Francis, when you get near Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. And then notice as we get into Memorial Day itself, you're coming up near 70 degrees, and really the chance of a shower is down substantially. So the theme is improvement. Track it for your hometown, totally free with our app on the App Store and Google Play. Just search 1 Degree Outside. We'll keep you posted. Keep us posted, too. Every time you use the Send to Us tab on the app, we get those reports, we get those pictures. So keep them coming in. You can also find it in the community gallery at onedegreeoutside.com. We relay those in real time to the National Weather Service Skywarn Spotter Group, run by the amateur ham radio operators of Southern New England. That's the way things look for now. Stay safe. Have a good rest of the night.